Good evening with your CIGTV news update. I'm Simon BOXALL in for Donna Bush. We begin today with a final push for public feedback on the National Conservation Law. Tomorrow is the deadline for persons to provide written feedback on the proposed legal changes. Next week, a final round of district meetings will allow the public to ask questions. All meetings commence at 7:30 p.m. and the schedule is as follows. Sir John A. Cumber Primary School Hall in West Bay on Monday, on Tuesday at the Boddentown Civic Centre, Wednesday at the North Side Civic Centre, and Thursday at the East End Civic Centre. The Cayman Bracken Little Cayman meeting takes place on Saturday at its still-to-be-announced venue. Meanwhile, the final meeting is set for the Georgetown Town Hall on Monday, December 9th. Once again, all those meetings will begin at 7:30 p.m. You can go online to www.doe.ky to look at the draft law. Any comments should be submitted in writing to the Ministry of Environment in the Government Administration Building. Northwood prison officials remind the general public that it is a criminal offence to smuggle or attempt to smuggle items onto the prison premises. More than 6 pounds of ganja have been found between early October and mid-November 2013. Also detected in the Northwood compound in this period were 13 cell phones and chargers. Prison Director Neil Levis said his staff remain committed to a zero-tolerance policy, which will make the prison safer for both inmates and staff. Members of government boards have been gathering at the Government Administration Building all this week to hear from expert trainers. The Civil Service College has brought down Professor Anthony CLAYTON and Bridget McDonnell-Levy from the University of the West Indies. Their mission is to introduce new board members to the rules of procedures that govern public sector boards in the Cayman Islands. Outlining the subjects covered by the workshops, Professor CLAYTON had this to say.
One of the things that we've been emphasizing this week is that we cannot give you a set of rules that say exactly what you're supposed to do in all circumstances and at all times, because boards have to make some very complex decisions. And you have new precedents being made all the time, you have new cases coming forward, and the environment changes. So what we would like people to take away is that there are good principles and good procedures to follow, but perhaps the most important thing is that you have to have a very strong moral compass that will allow you to make good decisions with integrity and with honesty under some difficult circumstances.
And commenting further on the workshops, the professor also added this.
And we've tried to replicate that in the exercise that we took people through. We tried to make it as difficult as possible, put people into a very challenging set of circumstances and put them under a lot of pressure. And it's really been very, very impressive to see how people would actually handle some very difficult conflicts with great wisdom and integrity. And if what we've seen this week is anything to go by, then actually I think that the Cayman Islands are in good hands.
Professor CLAYTON led the last such training after the elections of 2009. The handbook for the 2013 included feedback from participants in the previous workshops. As always, if you missed today's news update, you can get all the details on our Facebook and YouTube pages. And of course, don't forget to tune in to Radio Cayman's Talk Today show every day from 12:15 with Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. On Friday, Katrina Jern and Sandy Akkart will be on the show to discuss Sustainable Cayman, a new non-governmental organization. And that's all for this evening. I'm Simon BOXALL. Good night and thanks for watching.